Mr. Hetty. Afternoon.
Make sure I heard correctly. Brian Hetty, Vero Beach, Florida. 50 million?
Yes, sir. At the end of the day, with the fund balance, assuming that we don't have to dip into that fund balance for some reason, plus the 30 million, it is the proceeds from direct proceeds from the sale. We anticipate there will be about 20 million in the fund balance.
We have money in our accounts now that we've accumulated. We have working capital, if you will. Is that the 20? Is that 20 million you're talking about there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's $20 million that we already have. We already own. We've already earned that money.
But in most transactions, where you are selling a corporation, you sell the fund balance with those.
But we didn't do that.
We did not do that. That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
So out of the total dollar amount that we sold this utility for then was $185 million?
186, I think, is the real number.
$186 million. And out of the $186 million, not money we already have in our accounts, not money we've already earned, out of that $186 million, how much do the city residents get? How much does the city get?
The 30 million.
30 million.
Yes, sir.
So we sold a utility worth $186 million. It's worth what you can get for it. And out of that, we're going to get 30 million. So there's $156 million that are going someplace else.
It's like paying off the mortgage of your home. Yes, sir.
Paying off a mortgage?
Yes, sir.
On what?
We have contracts for power supply with FMPA.
No, the mortgage. The mortgage. You said paying off the mortgage. What mortgage?
We have some bonds, and they're
Okay, well, I'll talk about the bonds, or I'll listen to your comment about the bonds. First, you said a mortgage. Could you tell me what we have a mortgage on?
The bonds are for mortgage, i.e., are against the assets of the utility.
Okay, so we have bonds that we need to pay off?
Yes, sir.
And what bonds does the city have that it has to pay off?
These would be bonds where we borrowed money for improvements, for example, to the power plant and other assets that we borrowed money for.
Borrowed money to improve the power plant, for generators, that kind of thing?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a dollar amount for the bonds on our electric power plant?
No, sir, I don't have those numbers with me.
Does any council member know what those bonds are?
It's been some time ago.
I've previously reviewed it, but I don't know off the top of my
I do
head.
recall that some of those improvements went toward 2% of our power production. So,
If I could interject, the actual amount to be paid off would be determined on the closing date, but the original indebtedness was a little bit over $56 million.
Does anybody have any idea what we've paid off today on that $56 million?
No, sir, no.
No ballpark, nothing. No idea.
All these numbers that you're asking for were presented at the budget hearings when we went through the plan of what we're going to do with the proceeds. It is all publicly available, and we, as city council members, we all have reviewed all these numbers. The fact that we can't memorize exactly what number was
I have a copy of it here.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you have a copy?
Can give it to you.
Could you tell me then what the bonds on the power plant are?
I'm going to pass it to the city clerk and let her make a copy for you. I think that's to be expeditious.
That should answer most of his questions.
Okay, well, can you hand that then to the city manager and have him tell me what that number is on the bonds for the electric power plant?
We have a Series 2007B2. Well, I take that back. That's not against the power plant. This does not have the bonds directly related to the power plant because that would come out of the $186 million. What we have in this document is how we are recommending to spend the money after the sale is concluded. So it does not have the number of the debt service. But we do have on our website, if you go on there, you can find our year-end audit, and it has all the debt service related to the various utilities, and it'll tell you what the debt payments are, when the payments are due, and the balance.
But you're set to close on $186 million, and you know you have a mortgage, but you don't know what it's for. You know you have some bonds, but you don't know what that amount is.
Mr. Hetty, you're asking for him to come up with numbers for you that you know.
A ballpark.
Listen, we've given ballpark numbers for
Can you give it to me now?
10 years, and I think you've been here for most of those meetings.
Can you give me a ballpark number now, what the bonds are on the electric power plant?
Is this like a trivia contest?
Yeah.
Or
No, it's not
just
a trivia contest. I'm one of the owners,
No,
and I'd like to know what the payments
The
are.
payments would be on our website, and I would recommend that you go and look at our audit, and it tells you the debt service, the amount of service that we're on there, but that would be the more accurate number. Again, that number will change depending on when the closing is, because we make 2 annual payments on our debt service for that.
How much are the annual payments that you make?
It's about $5 to $5.5 million.
Right. And
So
there's
if you-
something under $15 million still due on that, on those bonds.
So if you have any questions about that, you can
Is
go to the
that
website.
an accurate guess?
And if you need
It is a
assistance.
guess. The answer to the question is, you really, I would say, please go look at it, the audit, and it can tell you.
Those bonds for the electric power plant, are they revenue bonds?
Yes, sir, they are.
Okay, so they're scheduled for payment on the revenue that's generated by the generators, or by the power plant?
The only revenue that's on the electric is the customers. When we send a bill, that's the revenue that's generated, and that goes to debt service. Yes.
And Mr. Head, if you have any more questions, I'm sure you have Mr. O'Connor's email, and you can go to the website if you have any trouble with that.
Well, you know, I've tried
I
to
don't
answer.
know. I don't know because you keep speaking over me, so I don't know. And I'm quite frankly tired of having to raise my voice because we can sing together, but we can't talk together. Okay?
I doubt that we can sing together either, but I've asked these questions and you've refused to give me answers. You tell me and you make it sound for the public like, oh, just go to the website, it's there. And, oh, we have a piece of paper here, we're going to make you a copy. But if you got a piece of paper and has the answer on it and you're going to make me a copy, why can't you, for the public, just read what the number is?
Because it's not, we don't say what the number is in front of us because this, we didn't anticipate what questions you would have for us to see.
So the numbers aren't on that piece of paper?
I don't have that piece of paper, but it's on the website.
The debt service is not on that piece of paper. That piece of paper indicates where the payments will go with the remaining. It's not part of the $186 million.
Okay, the bonds at the electric power plant started out at $56 million. I remember when they were down around $20 million, but you don't know what that number is.
No, sir.
If we assume it's 20, that still leaves $166 million. Could you give me some idea where $166 million is going?
In excess of $100 million is going to FMPA.
$100 million is going to FMPA.
Yes, in excess of that. Yes.
In excess of.
Yes.
And why are we paying, out of the proceeds of the sale of our utility, why are we paying FMPA over $100 million of our proceeds?
Mr. O'Connor, if I could stop you right there. This has been discussed many times. He's been part and parcel of every single conversation, minus, save a few. So I'll tell you again, 3 minutes is up, sir. If you need more information, we'll be more than glad to help you get that information.
Liars, cheats, and thieves should not be in charge of governing agencies, and it's just as simple as
Everybody
that.
has a right to their own opinion. Thank you for sharing yours. Have a nice day.
And you would seem to me that if you're going to sell a city-owned asset, you ought to be able to tell one of the owners or all of the owners
Mr. Hetty,
what the proceeds,
your time
where
is
they're
up.
going. And you just flat out refuse, and you
Mr.
say,
Hetty,
oh, it's on the website,
your time is up.
oh, it's in meetings that you've been in,
Mr. Hetty,
100 other
you want to get out
different
of order again?
excuses, but you won't answer the question publicly. I filed lawsuit
Mr. Hetty,
in
you're out of order.
circuit court to try to
Mr.
get
Hetty,
you answers,
we're
and
gonna
you
have
spent
you-
tens of
If you would
thousands
please
of
sit down, we
dollars
won't have to have you
to
removed from the
prevent
building.
any council member
Officer,
or
will you help me
anybody
find a
from
seat?
giving an answer. This is an incredible
Thank you, Mr.
fraud.
Hetty. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Does anybody else have any
time to respond to that.
It's quite all right. Listen, we have the answers, and there's no need for an apology. This is it's an old matter. We've all heard it, all of us here. Ma'am, would you like to come speak?
No, I just wanted to say,
Actually, because...
I saw this gentleman for the first time.
But ma'am, I can't...
You have to come to the microphone.
You have to be at the
because it's
podium,
all televised.
because nobody can...
I just want to say, I've seen this gentleman for the first time, and the only thing my feeling was, he speaks on behalf of us, whether he bothers you or...
But ma'am, if you're you're publicly commenting, so you need to either
come to the microphone,
come to the podium, or I don't know what. Thank you.
The protocol, you state your name and then you can talk.
Hi, my name is Anne LaViolette, and this is, I think, my third City Hall meeting, and I've seen this gentleman for the first time, and he looks like he bothers people with questions, and I don't know if he has internet access. I was just amazed that the audience, as well as you, talk down on him, which I think this is not the place to do that. And I think as a citizen of Vero Beach, if it takes somebody like him to bother you, the city, and all the people that are involved in this money deal, and it's a lot of money, I think he has the right to be bothersome. And it seems that he doesn't get the right answers. And my impression today is, you don't sell city property every day for $186 million. And I think you owe us and this bothering gentleman a more precise preparation on your side. If he was here for the 10th time, 15th time, 20th time, I don't care. Your obligation is to provide him with the answers. You cannot say to him at the 30th meeting, go to a website. And as a new member of Vero Beach and the third time coming to this City Hall meeting, I think your behavior against this gentleman, no matter how bothersome he is your citizen, and you are his elected people.
I appreciate that.
I
appreciate that.
I think your reaction and your answers in regard of this gentleman are very unsatisfying, and I would even say unprofessional.
Thank you.